Now today marks the Soweto Derby between football giants Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs in Soweto. Scores of football fans are expected to demonstrate ahead of the derby for stadiums to be open for fans. March 22 signals 2 years since South African football fans were present in stadiums across the country to watch their local clubs. Now the march is organized by the National Footballers Association of South Africa. Our Newzroom Afrika reporter Katlego Legodi is in Soweto and joins us now live. Katlego, 2 years on, football fans are putting pressure on government to ease lockdown regulations. Talk us through what's happening there.
Most definitely, in Ntlanhla. It's been 2 years, as you can imagine, of little to no action at all for football fans and just the sporting fraternity as a whole, as most of them are expected to gather here in Soweto today to just demonstrate and put pressure on government to just ease those lockdown regulations where sport is concerned. Of course, 2022 marks at least March 2022 marks at least 2 years where football fans have not in any way been able to support their football clubs in gracing the stadiums here and just pay their support where clubs are concerned. And today is the Soweto Derby, as you rightfully mentioned there. And of course, we're expecting Soweto to be a hive of activity, but then for 2 years it has been a little to no action at all outside of this stadium. We're coming to you live outside the Orlando Stadium here, where supporters of the National Footballers Supporters Association of South Africa are expected to gather here and walk and march from the Milwaukee Street to the Katlego Street and coming here and voicing their concerns around the closure of stadiums. Of course, the country looking at easing those lockdown regulations sometime this month in March. The president announcing as well that at least the national state of disaster would be done away with sometime this month. So football fans have been reaching out to the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture just for them to be heard and for their concerns to be taken into consideration as they call for the stadiums to be open. They're not calling Ntlanhla for the stadiums to be open, in full capacity, but they're at least looking to the Ministry of Sports, Arts and Culture to just ensure that at least 50% capacity is reached where the stadiums are concerned. And, of course, today marking the Soweto Derby, they are looking at capitalizing on this, event, as all eyes will be on Soweto today, with people expecting the derby to get underway sometime in the afternoon. And, sporting fans are expected to gather here in a demonstration. Of course, they won't be allowed to go inside the stadium, but then theirs is just to, launch that demonstration outside the stadium to voice their concerns. So calling on the Ministry of Sports, Arts and Culture and just the government as a whole to take their plight into consideration as they call for the stadiums to be open to fans.
Now, Katlego, as we wait for those who want to come out and protest to come through in their numbers, at this point, do we know who's going to be accepting their memorandum?
Of course, they're expecting the Ministry of Sports, Arts and Culture, an official from the Ministry of Sports, Arts and Culture, to come through and grace their presence. This is an ongoing demonstration. It started, sometime last year, and even this year they are pushing and putting pressure on government to at least, hear their plight. They've already, at some point, demonstrated outside the offices of the Sports, Arts and Culture Ministry, and they're looking at an official to come through today to just hear their plight, saying, of course, that this is not something that is new. Their concerns are known to the department, but they are looking at an official to come through and just, accept their memorandum of demand. So we're still waiting to see if the minister himself will, pull through to come accept their memorandum of demand, or it will just be an official, a DG or someone from the Ministry of Sports, Arts and Culture who come through here to just take their plight into consideration. But it's still early days. We're expecting most of them to start gathering some time this morning and demonstrate and launch that march ahead of the derby that is expected to get underway in the afternoon. And they're looking out to the ministry to at least take their plight into consideration in Ntlanhla.
Our reporter Katlego Legodi, he's out in Soweto today, where for soccer fans are expected to come out in their numbers to protest. They're demanding to go back to stadiums, even if it's not at a full capacity. And of course, they're using today's Soweto Derby clash between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs to make their statement.